Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in the Alaska and we're on Land of Fire. Now, there's a few things that I need to talk to you guys about, one of which is why I haven't been playing the Alaska. And honestly, it's not that it's not a good ship, it's just that there are a lot of legendary battleships out there and the Alaska suffers greatly at the hands of the Yamato and the Gross Kerfers. So, with that being said, I haven't been playing the Alaska very often, but you guys keep asking for it, so who am I to take it away from you? So we're going to get out here in the Alaska, we're going to do everything we can to win, and I have a doozy of a match for you. It's going to be a fun one, all the way through, from start to finish. So, hopefully you guys are ready. If you need a snack or something, it's going to be a bit of a longer one here. It's going to take a while, but we are going to get through this, and we are going to have ourselves one heck of a game. It's not going to be the highest damage game in the world, but the damage is pretty good. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you it was a horrible game damage-wise. It really wasn't. It was a very good game damage-wise. It just, you know, when you think about legendary ships and the amount of damage that you can put out, generally speaking, anytime that you do average for, like, say, a Tier 7 battleship, you're having yourself a heck of a game in a cruiser. And this is going to be no different. We are actually going to get out here and have ourselves one heck of a game for a cruiser. And, yeah. So, without further ado, let's get this party started. Now, right off the bat, you're going to see a Fletcher here. And I've got high explosive loaded because of the last match. I've been using a lot of high explosive in the Alaska because I run into a whole bunch of heavy cruisers that I can't overmatch. So, I've been using a lot of high explosive. And, this match isn't going to be so much about the heavy cruisers, but the fact that we have a whole bunch of destroyers in front of us, and then we're going to run into a whole bunch of bow-tanking battleships later on. So we're going to have to be using the HE to our advantage. And, yeah, so Yadachi gets detected here, and we're trying to get rid of him. As you can see, everybody immediately focuses Yadachi over the Fletcher. Fletcher's a good ship, but the Yadachi is game-breaking, potentially. So, anytime anybody gets a chance to take off a Yadachi, they try to go for it. And so yeah, you can see I'm going to try. I know it's saying that I can't make the shot, but sometimes that thing lies to you. So I took the shot and unfortunately can't make it over that mountain. It was close, but not quite there. Now, Fletcher here is in a smoke screen. He's sitting in front of our Yadachi. And our Yadachi is feeling some type of way about actually trying to engage him, and you can't really blame him. Yadachi gets melted in seconds versus a Fletcher. So, definitely not a fight you want to get yourself into. However, with an Alabama coming around the backside, this Fletcher's about to have a bad day. Now, I go ahead and pop my radar here in a minute when I think I'm in range, and I'm actually not quite in range, so I just wasted my radar here. You'll see what I mean in a moment. Now, he does light up, but I'm fairly confident it's solely because the friendly destroyer or the friendly Alabama spots him and not because I lit up my radar. It's just very, very convenient timing when he got lit up, because as you see, he's outside of 9 kilometers, and I'm fairly confident the range of our radar is only 9 kilometers. But as you can see, if you don't get out of there when you know that you're being hunted, you deserve to be, you know, taken out the way that this guy is. And that's a beautiful salvo. And wait for the rear guns to catch him. Looks good. And down he goes for our first kill of the game, giving us 7,200 damage on that Fletcher. Not a bad start, right? Now, the Mogami over here, I already started loading armor piercing for her. As soon as I fired that salvo, I was switching to armor piercing for this Mogami, because he's broadside on and just absolutely begging for a paddling. Unfortunately, he must have been watching me, because as soon as I fire my guns, he takes off, which is unfortunate, but what can you do? Now, not gonna lie, Alabama just introduced himself to that Mogami and touched him most inappropriately. And so, yeah, that Mogami just had a bad day. But that is the life of the Mogami, especially against battleships. You gotta get used to getting one-shotted. It's a thing. But yeah, we're gonna get up here. Our team has 2 of the caps, so we're doing pretty well in that sense, which is a nice change over the last couple teams that I've had. And now you're gonna see the Alaska on the enemy team is bow tanking right for us. Kind of. So we go ahead, take the armor-piercing salvo here, and I believe we get some damage, but it wasn't a very well-aimed shot on my part, and so don't get a whole lot of damage, but that's pretty good plunging fire. Yeah, we actually ricochet got no damage out of that, so it's a terrible shot by me. A little bit late on the trigger. But as you can see, we go ahead and switch over to HE because I know that the Alaska's HE melts other heavy cruisers, including other Alaskas. If you're battle tanking in Alaska, you're a pretty formidable ship, as he's finding out with his AP right about now. But even battle tanking versus the Alaska's HE is not going to do you a whole lot of good. Just like any other heavy cruiser's HE, it hurts a lot. It's not the highest chance to set fires, but it does pretty good at setting fires, as this Alaska and other people are going to find out in this match. I don't use the HE very often on this ship, but it does tend to set multiple fires when it hits. It may not set a fire every time you fire, but sometimes, more often than not, it seems like it sets 2 fires instead of 1. Now here I thought the Alaska was going in reverse, so I go ahead and fire behind him. And so we're trying to get a shot on him, and actually he's still coming at me. He's just doing it very slowly. But as you can see, our Gross Occur First and our Alabama are taking chunks out of this Alaska. And so we're trying to keep him on fire. We've already made him use his damage control, and there's the 2 fires that I told you about. This thing loves to set multiple fires when it hits. It almost always seems to give me 2 fires. But it only does it every so often. You don't get as big a chance to set fires, but look at the damage that you can get on a bow tanking guy. I mean, he's in a heavy cruiser. It's got armor, and we're chunking him for 5,000 damage while he's bow tanking, just without the fires. And then you couple on top of that we can actually set fires like that. So we've got him on fire again, and at this point, I'm actually worried that he might try to ram me. So you can see I'm already reversing. I don't want to take that chance. And so here, he's about to go full broadside, it seems like. So we go ahead and swap over to the armor piercing, but it's not needed. He's on fire, and the team manages to punch him right in the mouth, taking him down to nothing, allowing us to get the kill for our second kill of the game. And we're up to 36,000 damage. Now, I'm not going to lie, I didn't have a whole lot of time here. This Alaska on the enemy team was low health, so I'm like, I'll just get a snapshot. Maybe I'll get a cheeky kill, snipe him from across the map, and we actually hit him, but we leave him with just enough damage to get away, unfortunately. That's just the way it goes for us, isn't it? But he's going to get away. He gets taken out by our Alabama, and now I've got 2 Jean Barts parked right in front of me. Now, you'll notice if you look at the mini-map, there is an unspotted battleship off to my right side. And I'll be honest, I know what it is, and it's terrifying. However, I can't go broadside on in front of 2 Jean Barts to angle myself against the guy that I can't even see. So, yeah, you definitely just gotta hope to God that he doesn't decide to shoot you. And fortunately for me, I think he's shooting at everybody else and leaving me alone for the moment, which is great for us, because we're very, very vulnerable right now. As you can see, we've got 1 Jean Bart spamming HE, which is definitely not what I want to see. And the other one shooting armor piercing. So we picked a target. The closest target to me is 2 kilometers in front of the other one. So we're getting better groups on him, and we're going to try to burn him down. Now, everybody knows the Jean Bart, the Richelieu, and pretty much every other French battleship is very susceptible to HE. Not just from fire damage, but just the amount of damage that they take from HE just seems much greater. And that's due to the fact that they have thinner upper plating on their ships. So they just take a lot more damage from high explosive. As you can see, we're regularly getting 5 high explosive penetrations on this Jean Bart, as well as setting the fires, and his health has just completely evaporated. So we've gone from 36,000 hit points of damage to up to 71 now. And as you can see, we're not letting him get away. He knows that he's trying to get around the corner. I know that he's trying to get around the corner. I accidentally hit the wrong button there, and I was trying to heal, and I accidentally used my sonar. But anyway, we go ahead, we get 1 last shot on him before he gets around the corner, and there's another 2 fires. So I know that Jean Bart's dead. He's already used his damage con, and it's about that time that the Gross Occur First on my right side starts targeting me. Now, as you can see, there's clearly a marker saying that there are 2 people looking at me. Right now, only one person looking at me. So that's something I need to learn to pay attention to. I'm not used to having that. So I've got to make sure that I'm using that more often. But you can see both of the enemy battleships are targeting me, and the Gross Kurfürst is terrifying right now. So I look back, he's 3/4 of his health. He's got 100,000 hit points, so he's got 75,000 of it left. And so I look over at my destroyer. I'm like, dude, destroyer, I need you to focus the battleship in the back. I can deal with the Jean Bart. I cannot deal with the Jean Bart and the Gross Kurfürst. And so you'll see I open up a little bit to try to get this guy to see if he's going to switch, and he actually does switch to armor piercing, which tells me he at least knows what he's doing. So I can't afford to go broadside in front of this guy because he will just delete me. He's a Jean Bart, very accurate, especially inside this kind of range, and that armor piercing is no joke. But as you can see, he's not angled very well against anybody on my team, so he's getting punched hard, and we're setting the fires. So yeah, he's definitely had better days, but he's not long for this world. And as you can see, I once again start worrying that we're going to get rammed here because, you know, it's a Jean Bart, and even though he still has his guns, he seems to be wanting to come at me. So we get some more damage on him. He's still burning, and then we get punched by that Gross Kurfürst. And luckily, our teammate smacks the Jean Bart, taking him down to low health, and we managed to get our 4th kill of the game. Now, if you remember right, the Gross Kurfürst had probably 70 to 75,000 health left, somewhere in that ballpark. It was about 3/4 of his total health left. So we can pretty much assume that we're in for one heck of a fight. Now, if you look at the score, we're in no danger of losing this fight. I've got a friendly Gross Kurfürst in front of me and a destroyer, which is a full health Z-23. And that Z-23 is going whole hog on trying to get this Gross Kurfürst out of the match. Now, I unfortunately still had high explosive loaded there, which was a bit of a misplay on my part, because Gross Kurfürst, given that kind of angle, is juicy. And we could have gotten much more damage out of it instead of shattering our high explosive off his thick armor. But, you know, is what it is. You can't take it back. However, Destroyer gets his torpedoes off, and unfortunately for the Destroyer, is on the receiving end of all of those 420mm guns, and as he gets wiped off the planet. But he gets the last laugh as he walks away, and that Gross Kurfürst single-handedly gives the guy his high caliber. Now, I don't know how much damage he'd done up to this point, but yeah, he took almost everything off of that Gross Kurfürst. Now, you can see I am swinging out here. I don't want the match to end before I get to kill this guy. I know he took those torpedoes, and look at the health that he was left on. Finally, somebody other than me leaves somebody on that kind of health. And, of course, we get robbed, and we have to leave him with just enough health to wait for my next reload. He punches me right back in the mouth and takes most of my health left, but unfortunately for him, I'm already loaded, and he's got a giant superstructure, giving us our Kraken Unleashed. And we finished the match with 122,302 damage with 5 kills. And we don't even get top of the leaderboard. So you can see the Z-23 must have had himself one decent of a match to come in above a guy who gets a Kraken and 120,000 damage. So if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.